Hello, good evening. I am still Dr. David Michael Smingy, and I'm still a doctor, and Britta still has a brain tumor. So yesterday we went, and Britta had her MRI done, and we visited virtually with her neuro-oncologist after that. And we still don't have the final radiology report for interpretation, and I still haven't looked at it yet myself. But from the neuro-oncologist perspective, he feels that essentially Britta's solid components of her tumor still have not really changed all that much from certainly the scan in January and the scan in September of last year. If you remember, parts of her tumor did essentially disappear completely that were near the edge of her resection cavity, but within the solid components of her brain, still present there. So difficult as to tell exactly what's happened. So I would interpret this overall good news. I'd say, certainly bad news would have been, hey, there's a new growth or a new progression or something like that. So to have a stable disease or unchanging tumor is good in the sense that it's not growing, but bad in the sense that it's still there. One of the things that can happen, especially with oligodendrogliomas, which is what Britta has, is that we give patients chemotherapy and the cells become arrested. They just don't grow anymore. The chemotherapy essentially cross-links DNA, and because of that cross-linkage, the cells can't reproduce. So they get to essentially live forever, but never grow. And that is okay, I think. Is what it is. Spiritually, how would I interpret that? I think that God has certainly given me and us our daily bread, and certainly what we need for today. He has given us and shown us over and over again His mercy by giving us things that we, one, don't deserve, but then two, also taking away things that we do deserve. And at the same time, still, I'm still dependent on Him, and I think that's kind of where we're at, right? So we have this tumor that looks okay, but it's still there, and still need to rely on God for that and for everything else for that matter. So appreciate your prayers and your thoughts and your love, and I'm grateful to have all of you on that. What are our next steps? Next steps, Britta completes her next step of chemo, so she will do her 6 of 6 cycles, hopefully soon. Britta has one lab abnormality it still needs to correct before we start her last cycle. And then we do cycle 6, and then we got a scan in January, which is about 3 to 4 months from now, depending how you look at it. And we kind of go from there. I mean, if that scan in January shows essentially no change or improvement, can pretty much plan to go about our lives as best we can, knowing that her tumor will probably get her eventually, but it will be a question of, is it a year, is it a decade, or is it a century? I'm hoping for the latter, so I know you all are too. So grateful for all of you, hopeful that things will continue to remain stable or improve, and I'll keep you all posted. I will await the final radiologist report on the MRI. Again, it's only been interpreted and seen by her neuro-oncologist, and then of course I will look at it myself too. So I may do another update in a month or so if everything seems pretty reasonable, or maybe sooner. Just kind of depends on how things kind of come across. And again, I appreciate all of you. Have a good evening.